It's TMNT time! Random ass reviews of random ass Playmates TMNT figures. I wanted to do this video for a long time. This has been something I've been deleting, quite frankly. I've done a couple of reviews, but I was like, I'm gonna have a look at some Playmates dudes. And then I didn't. I always ended up deleting the videos. Because here's the deal. This is not... Think of this as more of an overview of the overall Playmates line. This is not just a review because these are kids' toys. First of all, these are kids' toys. Yes, let's remember that. Before I even go into that, this is like a 10, 12 buck figure. This is not an SH Figure Arts that costs like 50 or 60 or whatnot. So there you go. But I want to have a look and I want to tell you my thoughts on how this Playmates line is going. And I just got these three and I think they sum it up quite perfectly all together. So let's get started. So the Beaver is gonna be first in line. Let me have a look at the sizable quick key stands. 10 centimeters, about 4 inches to the top of his head. They all have almost the same size. Now, this is a lot of purple plastic, and there's a hint. There's not much really going into this guy. To have a look at the face, the eyes look good. At least they painted his nose decently, and the teeth and the ears, and you got the black lines overall going on. And the rest of it is all purple plastic with the yellow, and of course the logo going on over here. I gotta say, I like the textured fur going on all throughout the body. That's nice sculpting, and it's like the thing with these figures. It's nice sculpting. Now, overall likeness, I usually don't talk about that anymore, but look at the picture on the box. Yeah, where's that? Where's that? There's like, he has lines kind of going over his head, but they didn't bother to make him. And of course the claws aren't sharp, but that could be because it's a kid's toy. I don't know. It's probably a thing. So articulation wise, you have a hinge which rotates around at the elbow. And that's it, nothing else. And you have the head, which also rotates around. Just once again, it's a simple swivel, just going all throughout. And you have the same thing kind of going in the feet, in the legs, in his stubs. You have a hinge that rotates around. And there you go. They didn't even bother to paint his toenails. And the tail is also articulated, just like a little bit. Goes up and down. It's just on a ball joint. Kind of comes in the box like that. Now for comparison, here's the Dark Beaver. They didn't even bother giving him a different face. They didn't even bother doing anything different. It's just like... I mean, they look the same in the show, I get it. But still, couldn't you have at least given him some kind of differentiate? It's the exact same figure. So, that's the Dire Beaver. Whatever, stuff's falling down. Dark Beaver took a dive. Next up, we have Armaggon. Let me see. He stands 10 centimeters, 4 inches to the top of his head. And if you want to count the metallic parts, the metal jaw thing, that's 13 and a half centimeters, so almost 5.5 inches to the top of his head. Now, well, to the top of that. I don't know. I was kind of excited for Armaggon getting a figure, because Armaggon only showed up in Tournament Fighters, and they revived him in the show, I guess. I haven't seen the show, but since they're making a figure, I'm pretty sure he's been in the show in some kind of way. So seeing Armaggon back is pretty nice. Now, the figure itself, I mean, the paint, at least they did a good job on his face, the teeth, the goggles, the tubes going in the back, also all the metal parts kind of have a nice, it's kind of more bluish up here, blue purplish, and goes into the gray down there. I don't know how you see it on the camera. By the way, I have a new lighting system. I have a ring light going around here, so I don't know how well that will look. Here's to hoping to it. If not, I'll try my best to make it look good in post. Deal? Deal. You have nice little red rockets, they look cool, and the golden armbands. But then we get to, once again, the molding. The mold is pretty cool, but oh, if you only painted that. Same thing on the other side. And it's like they painted that one black. and they didn't really paint it great. But they paint that one, and they didn't paint that one. So, yay. Yay! And then we got some more detail in the background. You get the fin, which is not shiny. It's supposed to be metal, because there's clearly some bolts in there. But it's not the same paint job as this one. It's just gray plastic. So once again, that sucks. And we got the tail, which doesn't move around. You also connect that, because I guess, I don't know, it doesn't go into the packaging like that. That's why you connect those things later. Let's see. Let's have a look at the card. And I only have a look at the card. I mean, he looks like he does in the card, and they don't even have a picture of the show. They have a show of the figure. But the worst thing about that is like, oh, look at all the paint over there. Where's that? No. And then my background falls once more. Background, I love you. Just, I need to come up with something smarter. Articulation-wise, as I already kind of moved that one around, I'm going to show you again. He can put down his metal thing, the metal jaws, to reveal another mask under it, over it, I guess. But that looks cool. I really like the look of that. And I like that it's shiny plastic. It's not metallic. There's no particles in there. But it's shiny. At least we got that. Then the head doesn't move around at all. The shoulders, the same thing like the Dire Beaver. You got a hinge, and you can rotate it around. You can also swivel around, rotate around, move around his hands because they're on a swivel. Swivel around is not a word, I think. It's not a verb. How to swivel. I swivel, you swivel, we swivel. Then at the torso, there's nothing else going on. I really thought you could kind of move that around this piece, but whatever. Feet, hinge, moving around, but they're always in an angle. They're not straight. They're always just like, I mean, it's connected like that, so it will always rotate around like that. And it will always be in an angle, which sucks. It's not cool. It's not fun. And we got a toe hinge, not a toe hinge, a foot hinge. I'm actually surprised by that they would do a hinge there, because they usually wouldn't. But yeah, Armaggon. He looks cool. The model's great. Just lack of paint and articulation is, in there, I guess. Once again, it's a kid's toy. I'm not looking down on this like a... And this was an SH figure. 0 out of 10. Get out. Let's move on to the last one. And finally, we got the one we've all been waiting for. It's Karai. And I say that because she's been, kind of a main... Not kinda. She's been a main character. Pretty much from the get-go of the show. Was she in... I think she was in Season 1. She wasn't in Episode 1, but she came in very early and became a vital part of the show. And that it took him this long to make a figure out of him really baffles everybody's mind. However, let's see, at size, she stands at almost 12 centimeters to the top of her head, which means she's a little shy of 5 inches. And I kept that one for last because you're always supposed to keep the best for last. Haha, spoilers. Paint job on this one is very impressive. There's no, look, they actually painted the shoulder pads. Look, they actually painted, this thing, the arm braces, whatever you call it. They actually painted, the gray on the gloves. They actually painted the belt. They actually painted the gray in the belt. Wow, it actually did a fairly decent job on the face. The eyes are the only thing that really bothered me. It's just kind of weird, but still, hey, at least it's there. It is clean. It is clean. I want to say fairly clean, but it is clean. There's no smudges or whatnot. And same thing goes with the hair, even though there's a black line going on because they have the black hair and they painted it yellow and they didn't go all the way. And whatever the hell this is supposed to be. But yeah, we don't have paint on the holster for the sword. Of course, you gotta have some things that don't work out. And I don't, this is such a bad idea. Why do you put that on her butt? Why do you put white writing on, whatever. Alright. Why don't you put it under there? How about that? Would that be an idea? No. But anyway, hey, look, there's more paint. Oh, there's more paint over there. Wow. Okay. Let's have a look at the articulation though. Wow, the head moves around. It's on a ball joint. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop that now. The head is actually on a ball joint, which I think is cool with all the swivels going around. So you can move it up and down. Actually has good backward motion, doesn't have forward motion at all. Has wiggle motion and goes around, which I've already shown you. Then the shoulders, same thing, hinge, moves up, moves around. There you go. And nothing else. Nothing else, not even a swivel in the hand, or is there? No, it's kind of soft plastic though. So I guess if you have a hairdryer or something else, you could bend it to your will for some more posing. That's not supposed to be like that though. That's not how articulation works. We have a swivel in the torso. Also, this is soft. This is super rubbery, soft plastic. So that's not getting in the way. Then same thing. Once more, a hinge that you can rotate around. It's still in an angle like that. And peg it in straight. Well, it is better though. It still rotates around, but at least it stops in a straight line for the leg to go down. But yeah, it doesn't really go back because of the butt. They actually also molded it like, it's kind of excessive. It's kind of too big for like, how old is she? I don't know, I guess she's like, I really don't want to get into that, please. Then we have a simple hinge at the knee and nothing at the foot. Ha! Foot! Get it? And she actually comes with some accessories. First of all, a sword, where they painted the handle. They didn't even do a clean job. Yeah, that just kind of stops it. But it's paint. There's paint on the weapons now? What? Can she hold it though? It's very important. It's very important with these turtles because a lot of times they don't. She actually does. What? I'm semi-sarcastic with this one, alright? Just, you know, if you're thinking I'm overreacting, just, I'll get to it. I'll get to it at the end. I give you my final thoughts, and I tell you why I'm reacting the way I'm doing. Alright? Alright. There's all the reason for it, boys and girls. And it actually fits in the whole set. What? No, I'm just kidding. I'm stopping. Also, she has a face mask. Let me see. It's kind of supposed to tuck that on there. I don't know. No, I'm just gonna cancel that. Cancel that. All right. It's time for the final thoughts. Let's get the whole family back together. And now, finally, for the state of Playmates. I said I have these three because here's the deal. The Playmates line has been hit and miss. Unfortunately, the misses happen more often, and that's why we have two of them. That being said, the Dire Beaver is just a repaint. It's not even. It's just the same thing they've already done. And I know the beavers all look the same in the show, but like I said, they could have at least done a different expression or something to differentiate them a little bit. But they didn't. They got that. I don't know, it's just like there's barely any paint on him and the articulation is not. I mean, it's, you know what, it's alright. For a kid's toy, this is not the worst. With Armaggon, it's kind of like the same thing. He has so much potential, and there's the thing that always bothers me about these guys. You have all this molded detail, and the molds look nice for the most part. I've rarely had a character that just looked off, but I had many characters that looked great, but didn't have any paint on them. And this is still not the worst. The worst is probably like when they bring out turtles they have their bandages. You know, the turtles in the new show, they have the bandages and around the hands and around the wrists, and they don't even paint that. That's the low. With Armaggon, I can still, you know, kind of look over it. Karai is actually amazing. I'm very happy with Karai. That's just, I don't know. I don't know how this and these can be in the same line. And once again, these aren't even worse. These just aren't really great. They're okay. But they really knocked the ball out of the park with Karai, except she could have some articulation in the arms. And the eyes could be a little bit better, But for the rest of it, there's already more articulation on her than I expected. There's a lot more paint on her than I expected. And it's just the thing. The expectations are so low that whenever something like this comes out, it's like, oh my god, is Playmates actually going to do good figures now? Are they actually going to give a crap? Probably not. Final thoughts, these two are okay. If you like the characters, then get them. Karai, I think, is a must-have. And if you're like one of these guys who are like, oh, why do you even cry about it, you bitch? Are you a grown man crying about toys? Yes, I know, I get it. But I'm a review on the internet, so I want to just get my thoughts out there, have a critical look at some of the things they're doing. And once again, I know these are kids' toys, these are made for kids. Kids don't care about paint for the most part, I guess. They don't really care about super articulation. But, you know, we are collectors. Collectors who grew up with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as kids and now want to have cool toys as adults. And even if they're not going to be SH Figure Arts level, and my background, God, my background. Even if they're not SH Figure Arts level, that's fine, because SH Figure Arts is actually doing Turtles. I still want to have my Karais and all the new characters from the new show, because the new show is actually pretty cool. And there you go. That's why I collect them, that's why I get them, that's why I review them. And before I ramble for another hour, I'm gonna say goodbye. As usual, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, feel free to hit it up with a like, and maybe subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Karai and these two guys want. Goodbye.